great food, and beautiful stories. This never gets outdated. Hola! Today we're having a friend from España joining us right here. Make sure you stay with us because we're in for some good yummy food.
Buenas noches!
Perfect. Today right next to me I have Alex from Barcelona. Thank you very much for joining us today. What are we making today? This is a very signature cooking utensil, I know, right?
Yes, it's for doing a seafood paella today.
I'm super excited to make this, one of my most favorite dishes. So let me know what are the ingredients that we have in front of us right now.
Good, so we have some seafood. We have a squid, mussel, clams, and prawns. Then we have some Spanish rice, special rice. It's called bomba rice, so special for paella. Then we have a beautiful seafood stock done with lobster head. And then here some peppers, sofrito, and yeah, a little bit oil, and ready to cook.
Okay, and I'm also ready to eat. Okay, so let's get started. What is our very first step?
Yes, so we heat the pan first. So we add the oil. And we will see how the oil is warming up.
Okay.
And when it's a little bit warm, hot, okay, then we will add the squid first, okay? So we wait a little bit to make sure it's hot. We can add a little bit just to see if it's cooking or not.
Yes. So Alex, tell me, why are we making seafood paella today? Is it your favorite dish? Does it remind you of home? Why this dish?
I think it's a beautiful dish to get all the flavor from the sea, and this is my favorite paella actually.
It's your favorite paella?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so the second step will be we add the peppers.
Okay.
So it can cook a little bit with the squid.
Okay.
Actually, paellas you can put as many vegetables as you want. It's maybe not the traditional paella, but me I like to put peppers because it makes a little bit sweet. And really will make this paella a little bit different.
Oh, smells nice. Yes, the peppers add a very good fragrance to it.
Yes.
Alex, what do you currently do in Hong Kong?
So I have a restaurant in Sai Pun.
He does. And just so you know, after I talked to him before we filmed this show, I realized I'm a fan of his because I've actually been to his restaurants before and I was so amazed by the food. Tell us more about your work and your daily life here.
Thank you. We started 6 years ago at the restaurant in Sai Pun, and then my day is just start cooking, make sure that we bring the best Spanish flavors into the restaurant, into Hong Kong, and I really like Hong Kong people because they have a very fine taste.
Okay, that's a good way of putting it. People in Hong Kong have a fine taste. That's a positive way of putting it. The other way, people in Hong Kong have a very picky palate. Right.
Well, I mean, I think it has to be with the local diet.
Yes.
Because people are not used to salt or strong flavor.
True.
So it's really the palate is really sharp, you know.
Very refined, very sharp palate. Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
I think you find Mafan people everywhere in the world.
It's not palate. It's correct.
Okay, so we add the sofrito now.
Okay.
You see the squid and the peppers is half cooked. So we add the sofrito. This one is onion and tomato base, cooked for around 5 hours.
Okay.
So again, we're looking for this umami taste from the onions, little bit sweet.
Let me help you stir that.
Yes,
Can I help
please.
you? Awesome, perfect. You know, you're currently a chef owner at 2 restaurants in Hong Kong, right? But how long have you been in Hong Kong?
I've been here 11 years.
11 years?
Yes.
Which is why he knows the word mafan and he knows his Cantonese, right?
Yeah. Yes, I came here as a chef, and then actually I had the opportunity to become one of the owners of the restaurant, and I just make my way up. And I think Hong Kong still brings a lot of good opportunities for chefs. And again, with the people, with everything, I built my life here. My daughters are born in Hong Kong too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yes, I'm very happy here. So now we add a little bit of the stock. You see that you are sticking, caramelizing all the sugars from the ingredients in the pan. So we add a little bit of the lobster stock. Okay, and then we bring to boil, and after this we will add the rice.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's your secret stock, right?
It's my secret
your secret
recipe,
stock,
yes.
definitely, I know.
Yeah. One of the things in Spain is to know how much stock and how much rice you put in the paella.
Ah, it's a ratio.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's 1 to 3.
1 to 3.
Yes. And then the way we put it is we make like a cross, okay? And then the rice you need to see a little bit on top of the stock, and then you will see. So you do like this.
Oh, in the cross, yes.
Yes, so that's the way that at home people will know that they are putting enough rice to the pan. So it needs to be like this, okay?
Chef's secret, guys, chef's secret.
And then we can add a little bit of salt.
Okay. And I shouldn't stir, right? I shouldn't disrupt the...
Now we stir.
Oh, now we stir, okay,
now
okay,
we
okay.
stir. We make sure it's even in the bottom.
Okay.
Where the hell you put my money? Run that tender to me. You ain't coming with that check, then don't be checking for me. Cheddar women, bread and funding, all I'm ever wanting. Walk it like I talk it, run it, but I'm never running.
One of the things that happen in my restaurant is that people sometimes say it's too salty, you know? So what do you think?
Okay.
Is it...
Let the Hong Kong guy try, right?
Yeah.
Perfecto. Muy delicioso.
Oh, qué bien.
I love it.
Qué bien. Fantástico.
Okay.
Then now we just add the seafood on top. Okay, so we have some mussel. We always put in the corner like this.
Okay.
So also now we are putting, and then will be the presentation for our paella, you know? So it's always important, it's not just throw it in the pan
random, right?
and stuff, you know? So then I think now the last step we will finish in the oven today. So around 10 more minutes.
All right.
And the seafood will be open.
Perfect.
Perfect.
So we should let it sit for a while and then move to the oven, or you want to move to the oven now?
We move to the oven now.
Okay, so I'll turn this off. Okay, so we just put the pie in the oven. While the pie is cooking in the oven, I realized you brought something for us today. What is this? I think it needs little introduction, right?
Yes, this is a virgin sangria, how we do it in the restaurant. So we use the most, is the grape juice before produce the alcohol. And then we marinate with some fruits, some mint. Okay, so we leave it one day in the fridge, so all the sugars and everything is in the juice.
Okay, I love how you use the word marinate for a beverage, because usually you marinate the meats, right? But then you decide to marinate sangria. I love how you use that word. Tell me a little more about this drink, because you know people in Hong Kong, they go crazy when they walk into a Spanish restaurant. They say, I want a glass of sangria, right? Is this also a very commonplace drink in Barcelona?
Yeah, actually it's a cocktail, right? So we do different spirits, and then I think the secret is to marinate the fruits, because then the fruit give a special taste to the wine. So the recipe of sangria is the wine, fruits, and then maybe some other alcohols. You can be very creative, right? Because you can use white wine, red wine, rosé wine, champagne, and many different things. So I think nowadays it's a good way of making a very Spanish cocktail.
That's wonderful. Okay.
Shall we taste maybe?
Yes, please.
So maybe I serve.
Thank you. Oh, it smells so nice already. Thank you.
And then we can
with the fruits, right?
With the fruits, yeah. You can say it's a salad, right?
It's a drinkable salad. Yes. Oh, it smells wonderful. With the mint and the fruit and everything.
to make it more cocktail,
To make it more, yes.
more fancy.
Salud.
Salud!
I love the orange, the apples, manzana, right?
Yes.
It adds a nice tang and like sour tart punch to it.
Exactly.
But tell me, in the first place, Alex, why did you decide to be a chef? What does cooking mean to you?
Actually, that's a very good question for me. I was doing all the exams to go to the university. I was facing that moment in my life when I was 18, 19 years old, that what it will be the next 40 years of my life. And then I was going to do some physics and stuff, but I didn't.
You want to do physics, okay?
Yeah. Yeah. So then I didn't see myself in an office for so long. At the moment, I like it to cook and to travel.
Yes.
So I thought it was a good thing to do, and I love eating all my life. And then the family story, always my mother was telling me that when I was young, 4 years old, my first present was a kitchen. So I even have pictures of myself with 4 or 5 years old. So then at the moment everything makes sense to me, and I started in a cooking school.
Yes.
And I find my passion, and I really discover something that I'm passionate about it, and I wouldn't do anything else than that.
Okay, so I think the pie is almost done. I think we're almost hitting 10 minutes. So we're gonna come back from commercials, take out the paella, add some final touches, and it's tasting time. Salud!
Salud!
Iberico ham, or jamon, is widely loved in Spain and is commonly used in the creation of tapas. Here's the reason why they can be preserved for such a long time. First of all, the salt in the curing process actually lowers its water activity, which limits the growth of pathogens. Moreover, a competing microorganism can actually help prevent pathogens from growing in the ham. This is why Iberico ham can be kept for such a long time. Okay, so we took the pie out from the oven, and then you're gonna let it boil a bit, right?
Exactly. So then now the rice will be almost done, and then we're doing the sucarrat.
Okay.
Sucarrat is the bottom of the pan that will be a little bit sticky and burn on the bottom.
Okay.
And how they teach me in the cooking school is that actually to make paella, the rice talks to you.
The rice talks to you. Okay.
Exactly. So then if you listen, you can start listening the grain of the rice is sticking at the pan.
Okay.
So, and then when you smell that it starts to be a little bit burnt, then you know your sucarrat is done.
All right, so you said 11 years ago you came to Hong Kong. Do you think it's easy to have a startup in Hong Kong?
I think for 11 years ago, maybe the Spanish food was not so popular. So the competition was not as much competition as now. They came to find me I was in Dubai before I come here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then this one now you can smell that the paella starts to smell a little bit burnt. Okay, so then now is how we know that the sucarrat is done. So yeah, so then I think 11 years ago competition was not that hard. So then we put a lot of passion, and we really make from the honest and hard and passionate restaurant. And as I said before, I think Hong Kong people treasure the good food. So then that was our beginning of the story 11 years ago. And I can tell you that the scene have changed a lot, but still there is people out there looking for good food, and we'll continue to do that. Yes. We try first that the rice is done.
Okay. I love this episode. I get to do so many tastings in between. I'm enjoying this. I'll also get a bite of this. So tell me, when back in Barcelona, during your holidays, what do you usually do? compared to your Hong Kong weekends? How do those two differ?
Oh, in Barcelona I was very young, so I was studying, so I left Spain quite young.
Okay.
So the memory was of my weekends were a lot with my family, doing a lot of sports. I used to do basketball, tennis, football. So my weekends were all about sport, eating good food, healthy life, outdoor. Yeah. And then, it was it's very good memories, and of course, Barcelona is a great place to be under the sunshine, the beach. So yeah, a lot of family and outdoor activities.
This is so good. There's so much. Oh my god.
So the final step is to garnish the paella. We like to do in the restaurant. We like to do the alioli. It's a garlic mayonnaise. So we can add in one. I like also to add in one side only, so the customer always have the choice to eat it with or without. I always suggest to have maybe few bites without, and then if you like, then you add the alioli on the top, and then some lemon.
Okay.
We can cover the what we try, and that's it. Seafood paella.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Good.
And you know what? I have been tasting throughout, but we're gonna sit down and eat our paella. Stay with us.
Good.
All right, look at this feast in front of us. Well, this is a little special, tasting session because I actually tasted before we got to tasting session. Love it. Can you also talk about the other tapas that you brought here today?
Yeah, so we have here some Iberico ham, especially from Spain, that comes from the Iberico pig. Okay, cured 36 months. So for me, it's the best ham in the world.
Best ham in the world. Okay.
Yes. And then we have some Iberico ham croquettes as well. So we cut the ham very thin, and then with some flour, milk, and then we'll fry it. Very tasty. And tortilla. Some omelette with potato and onions.
Okay, so let's get together.
Good.
And wait, tell me, Alex. You have friends in Hong Kong, right? And you also said your children are born in Hong Kong, is that
Yes. They were born in Queen's Mary Hospital.
Okay.
Yeah, so then we've been, so the oldest daughter is 9 years old, and then the youngest is 7 years old.
Okay, I'm gonna try this tortilla first. I love how you put the potatoes in the middle and they're very thinly sliced. Oh, I'm talking a mouthful, but it's so good. Oh, I realized you put some tomatoes right on top of the bread, right?
Yeah, pan con tomate.
Pan con tomate.
Pan con tomate, exactly.
I love how the tomato has the acidity to balance out the savoriness from the jamon.
Yeah.
Great.
Good. Salud.
Salud.
Always important to eat and drink.
At the same time, yes. Okay, can I have some of the paella, please?
Yes, sure.
The paella that we work very hardly together on. This is amazing. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
And I think I also heard from you that you mentioned earlier, right? That during the pandemic, there are also certain changes that you made to your restaurant menu. Could you explain a little more about that, please?
Yes. So we in La Paloma we just I moved full time there because through the pandemic, my other restaurant we decided to close because we needed to renew the rent and it was not the right time to do that. And then I moved to La Paloma, and then I just bring some more different food, and then more like home style. My cooking. I think as I'm a chef, so the way I do things is maybe more like the way I will have at home for my kids, and I think that flavor really makes people feel that something is different, you know. So yeah, I'm very happy with the change, and I can see the customers, they are enjoying the food, and you know, it's like a good story to tell in the restaurant right now. Yeah,
I am enjoying the food too, not only your customers. But I love how you said that the rice speaks to you. It has perfect, you know, chewiness to it, and I love your lobster soup base. It actually really comes through. It's like the spine to the whole dish.
yes,
Oh, I also need to try that croqueta as well, right?
yes,
And you said this is made with also hamon, right?
yes.
You know, these recipes that you've developed, would you say that it's something that, you know, maybe you learned from your, you know, like you said, you received this kitchen as a gift when you were a kid. Would you say that you developed these recipes really thinking of home, or would you also say, oh, because people in Hong Kong, you know, Hong Kong people are picky, like you said, or they love good food. Did you do little tweaks, you know, to your food in order for Hong Kong people to accept it more, or?
I think for me the important thing is not to change the recipe. So if the change I need to do, the compromise I take is just maybe add a little bit less salt, which with the years of 11 years being here, myself I'm eating with less salt too, which is more healthy. But if a dish maybe most of Hong Kong people don't like, for example, one of the dishes we struggle is lentils. Lentils with chorizo is something that is not maybe common. So they asked me to change so much that at the end I said, you know what, I don't do it, because and then we have so many other dishes to try that people will like more. So I think adding less salt, it really doesn't change the recipe. So that's what I'm happy to do like
That's
this,
true.
you know.
As long as, you know, it's still authentic, it's still, you know, lets people know, as long as it still is able to let your customers know how Spain tastes like, I think that's perfect.
At the end of the day, a restaurant is to make people happy, and people need to like the food. I like this job because you do something good for people. So actually, if they are asking you, oh, can you put less oil or can you put less salt? Why not? You know, we don't necessarily need to teach a lesson to anyone. We just need to provide good time, good food to people. You know.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining me here today, Alex. I love the food, love learning from a chef, and the food is amazing. Thank you so much. You said something about sangria, right?
Yes. So yeah, always have good food, have good time, fun, and salud.
Salud! Make sure you tune in to the next episode of The Taste of Hometown.